Have you ever been at dinner with someone financially meticulous? Not stingy, but deeply intentional, and they do something that freezes the entire table, like calmly asking the server for a glass of tap water instead of ordering the $6 side of bread. Or they pull out a calculator to divide a $40 bill down to the penny, factoring in who had the extra olive oil on their salad. And you're just sitting there, quietly wondering how someone so precise with pennies actually drives a nicer car than you do. It makes you pause, doesn't it? That contrast between their behavior and their reality. It got me thinking about my own instincts around money. And what I've found is that extreme frugality is rarely about the cash itself. Today, we're unpacking the psychological machinery behind the penny pincher. By the end, you might recognize a few of these patterns in yourself. Psychologists who study financial behavior, like Dr. Brad Klontz, talk about something called money scripts. These are deeply buried beliefs about money programmed into us during childhood, often before we understood what a dollar was for. People who are hypervigilant with spending usually operate from a script called money vigilance. It's the persistent fear that financial ruin is always lurking just out of sight. Their brain has a permanent alarm system triggered by any outflow of cash, no matter how small. Research suggests this hyper-awareness stems from one of two sources. Either they grew up in a home where financial stress was a constant presence, leaving invisible scars, or they lived through financial trauma, a business collapse, sudden job loss, bankruptcy, that rewired their sense of safety. Their brain took that experience, labeled it never again, and installed a surveillance system to monitor every transaction. But here's where it gets counterintuitive. This isn't always a story of past poverty. Some of the most aggressively frugal people were raised in affluence. It sounds contradictory until you realize their wealthy parents were also intensely thrifty. They inherited the anxiety without experiencing the scarcity that created it. It's like inheriting a fear of fire from a parent who was a firefighter, even though you've never seen a flame. Your nervous system braces for impact, while your bank account shows clear skies. That's why you see behaviors that defy logic. A person rinses a plastic bag until it's disintegrating. They drive 20 minutes to save 3 cents a liter on gas, burning more fuel than they save. The math doesn't work, but the psychology is flawless. The act of saving quiets an internal alarm that logic can't reach. There's another layer here. For some, extreme thriftiness is an unconscious tool for control. When life feels chaotic, a job feels shaky, relationship on the rocks, people grip what they can control with white-knuckled intensity. Dr. Sarah Newcomb found this need for control manifests in specific ways. If you can't stabilize your career, you can control whether you buy expensive aluminum foil or the store brand. That small victory provides a psychological payoff worth far more than the 70 cents saved. This explains the selectively frugal. They'll walk 20 blocks to avoid a $12 Uber, then drop $1,500 on a vintage guitar, clip coupons for detergent, book first-class flights. The inconsistency makes psychological sense. They're miserly in areas that provide control and spend freely in areas fulfilling emotional needs like identity or passion. Research shows there's a financial sweet spot. People mindful about spending, who save consistently without obsession, report higher well-being than those at either extreme. Moderate financial caution is genuinely good for mental health, but most people either can't find balance or blow past it, eating plain pasta by candlelight to save electricity while sitting on a 6-figure retirement fund. The line between responsible and controlled is razor thin. Extreme spenders and savers are more alike than different, two sides of the same coin. Both use money to manage deep anxiety. The spender buys to fill an emotional void. The saver builds a cash fortress against imaginary disasters. Same engine, opposite directions. Penny pinching can be incredibly isolating. When you always seem pained by going out, people stop inviting you. You look like you're in a hostage situation, not a happy hour. Then loneliness amplifies anxiety, making you grip money tighter. Your brain created this system to protect you, but it's building the prison it tried to keep you out of. Money is a top source of relationship conflict. When one partner is extremely frugal and the other is moderately normal about spending, the foundation is built for war. To the frugal person, their partner's spending feels reckless. To the partner, the frugality feels controlling. Neither is wrong.
They're running different unconscious money scripts colliding in real time. Many tight-fisted people have resources to be generous. A friend struggles, they genuinely want to help, but the moment they think about giving cash, that anxiety alarm blares and they freeze. They can't access their money psychologically. Then guilt piles on top of anxiety. The entire point of this behavior is to feel secure, but extreme financial restraint achieves the opposite. You're so preoccupied warding off future disasters that you sacrifice your present life, living in manufactured scarcity while your bank account tells a different story. Your accounts are healthy, but your nervous system is convinced you're one missed coupon from ruin. Ultimately, the psychology of the penny pincher comes down to this. It's almost never about the money. It's about control, inherited trauma, managing anxiety, patterns formed decades ago that hardened into reflexes no longer serving you. And society rewards this behavior. We praise the frugal, the savers, so they rarely get feedback prompting them to ask, why am I really doing this? If this exploration made you uncomfortable about your own habits, good. That discomfort is a signal something important just clicked. If you want more psychological deep dives, subscribe to Winds of Thought. And if you found this valuable, hit that like button. It helps more people find these videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.